it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I am joining JQ Crafty along with some other fun YouTubers, and she has this awesome new Facebook group. It's a challenge group, and basically for the first 7 days of the month, um, her and a couple of her friends give us layers. So you can wait till you have all 7, or you can do them one day at a time. So that is what I did. So hopefully the video is not too choppy. So the first day is mixed media on plain cardstock, at least 2 contrasting pattern papers, creating a vertical design. So I am starting with my mixed media, and it is key lime, and my blue is, there it is. I was like, it's not my desk anymore. It is Tickle Me Turquoise. So I'm just gonna do some packaging technique, and then for the papers I actually have 3. I have a blue and a yellow and that polka dot paper, and I am going to put those down on top of my mixed media. So it looks like I have 3 colors, but I just mixed the key lime and the Tickle Me Turquoise to get that darker green, and I'm going to do some splatters. So that is my mixed media portion. And then, so these are the papers I have for my scraps. I originally just pulled these 2, and then when I flipped it over, I realized, oh, it's super cute with some clouds and paper airplanes. So I'm going to go ahead and use both sides of that. And then, so I do rip the top and bottom of all 3 paper layers. So there is day 1. So now this is day 2. It says represent music. Use it in your title, embellishments, subject to your photo, incorporate however you can. So I have this old music book, and so I just tore a piece of paper out of it, and I am going to layer that. That is my day 2. Now day 3 is to add stars, and I have this gold trim. So I'm going to add those. And then day 4 is use at least 2 different fonts in your title, and make sure you have 3 of something and use a punch. So I have my title, I use my tab punch, and I am going to do 3 of these enamel dots up in the right upper hand corner. Now these are the only things that I stick down. So they're down. Everything else is still free floating. I did pull in my pictures so that you could kind of see what they were, but they're just hanging out. So day 5 is use something in your stash that is at least 5 years old or your oldest item. So these felt things, I think, are from 2004. Oh, shoot. I showed you the packaging that I have already since thrown away. They may be 2009, but I think they might be 04. Anyway, they're pretty old. So I use 3 out of the 4 of them and just add them down. So day 6, apparently I did a little bit in day 1, because it is add splatters, which I've already done, and sequins. So the sequin mix that I am going to use is the Dreamland sequin mix from Spiegel Mom's Scraps. And then day 7 is add stitching. So it can be faux, stamped, by hand, or by machine. I went and took it to my machine, and I stitched lines down all 3 pieces of pattern paper. Then I am going to glue my stars back on, and then I am going to map my photos, so I have all 7 days. So now I can put my layout together. And I will tell you, this was a little stressful for me. 7 days of nothing glued down, that's a lot. that's a lot. And if I wanted to do something else, I had to like carefully move it off my desk and then move it back. So it's interesting. It is super fun, and I love the idea. It takes me out of my comfort zone, which I think sometimes is kind of important. So sometimes, it's good to just go with what you got. But this is a super fun challenge, super fun game to document my super fun game. So this is from Mother-Daughter Weekend, and the house we stayed at in the garage was full of games. So they had this giant Connect Four, they had air hockey, they had pool, they had skee ball, they had what's the little turny kick guy? The one that Joey they bought that table instead of a real table. Oh, I know, Amber, you're yelling at me. Yeah, that game. So, we decided that we were going to kick up our Connect Four game up a notch. And so we did blindfolded, and then we had to spin some people around because they cheated. And so most of it was moms against daughters. So it was really fun. We had a great time. We laughed so hard. I just spun myself around. I didn't, because that way, as long as I was directed back at the Connect Four game, it was fine. Which sometimes I wasn't, but that's okay. They got me going in the right direction. So I had this little scrap of yellow paper that I decided to use, and it wasn't enough to go all the way around all of my photos. So 2 of them I actually had to like finagle, MacGyver them. And I'm looking at the layout right now, and I think I did pretty good. I'm not like, it's not standing out at me like, oh, there is the seam, that's where you did it. So that makes me happy. I did try to line up the lines pretty fairly. And then I'm going to pop my photos up, and then have to make sure that I get my tabs back on there, because I was worried that they were going to get lost. Now, I probably would have picked a different color and not used this yellow, since I decided to back my photos in the yellow, but since I had already had them punched, I just went with it. So then I'm going to put my my old pieces down. Ooh, silly me. I don't know why I thought they would stick. I definitely got to get some glue on there. And then I'm going to put down my title. So I don't think I make you watch me put down my title, but I could. I do have to move a few things around. It probably would have been a good idea to put my title down and then glue everything else down, but I didn't. So I'm going to fiddle with it. My title's just going to be an explanation of what we did. Blindfolded Connect Four. And it is in 3 different fonts instead of just 2, which is exciting. And I do glue all that down with some Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, because let's be honest, they're not going to stay. So there are those. They're not very straight, but there's not really much straight on this layout. So apparently whenever I put my stuff down, I didn't leave enough room, or I put them in an awkward place because the enamel dots aren't in the right spot anymore. But so I'll move them over, and then I am going to grab my sequins, and I'm only going to do the orange, which is going to pull in some more of that orange from my picture. And I'm going to put those sequins down, kind of cascading through the photos. And then on the very bottom left-hand corner, I'm going to add 3, but after looking at it, I realized I don't like those. It just doesn't look right. So I'm going to grab the enamel dots that I had in the top upper hand corner, and I'm going to mimic that down here below. So that is my layout. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are playing along. I will have the Facebook group linked down below, and then there will be a list of everybody who is playing along this month. So it will be a hop that we do every month. So we would love to have you join us. Thank you, JQ, for letting us join you and creating this awesome challenge group. So remember to wear your crown, and I'll see you next time. Bye.